So I think now we have both opportunity, but also obligation to repair, to renew, to revitalize our relationships. And I think that we all probably are aware fully that there is a long history of transatlantic projects, initiatives, processes. And of course, some of them have run into rough seas. And there are many of us who continue to suffer from the nostalgia for TTIP. But it is important now to be focused on what matters most and find new ways of answering old problems that will be popping up. And this means finding ways to find speedy agreement on a small number of concrete issues, but also take a joint approach to geopolitical global challenges. Relations we need to build must fit the world of tomorrow. And this is, I think, very important for us to remember.
I said that this is now an opportunity for a once in a generation to redesign a new transatlantic agenda for global cooperation based on common values, interests, and global influence. Do you think that this sense of scale of the possible opportunity and sense is there for us to do this?
I do think there is the energy and the will to do this. I would point out the study that Bruce just led is very much in concert with the EU document. So I think there's been a lot of conversation. There's a project at Harvard looking at the transatlantic relationship coming down in virtually the same place. So yes, I do think there's a common agenda, and the issues that you all have put on the agenda for this conference are the ones that we are all focused on: digital economy, climate, and security, and the politics of this relationship. So yes, I think we have much work to do together. Some of it's quite difficult. We shouldn't be too Pollyannish about where we agree on everything. There are some places where we are going to have to work with each other to build on the common ground that we have and deal with some tough issues. Well, I think we all have to look ahead, because every country is going to be relatively internally focused in the short term. Internally focused to deal with COVID, internally focused to deal with their economies. You all have lived through the Trump era of saying that every country should meet the 2% target commitment that was made in NATO. That's going to be really hard to do because economies are very constrained. So can we focus on research and development? Can we look at that research and development as a basis for where we go with technology and the future of technology? So we have a short-term challenge that will be very internal, but a medium and longer term challenge to think ahead about what we can do together. I certainly think climate is an area in which we should work together. Digital is certainly, but more difficult, but critical. I think there will be an enormous focus on technology in the United States, as there is in Europe. You all have moved ahead on issues around privacy. The OECD is still struggling with the issue of taxation, around which we have differences. So we're going to have to work through those. But I would say issues of climate, issues of security, long-term economic challenges. I quite agree. I don't think any trade agreement is on the short-term or maybe even medium-term agenda because we all are so internally focused in the short and maybe even in the medium term.